Dear friends, welcome back with another mission on the Van Hub, which is Wakanda. The link will be put into the description section below so that you can download and play the machine. I will share and summarize major techniques to identify and exploit local file inclusive vulnerability. As you know, local file inclusive vulnerability and also its corresponding remote file inclusive vulnerability are very important vulnerability for the web application. For pen tester, we need to, grasp these techniques. Okay. So before we go ahead, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and leave a like below. You're greatly appreciated. So enough talk, let's just get started. We can head over to Kali Linux VM. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of the target. The utility I'd like to use, as always, would be netdiscover. All right, as you can see over here, the IP address of the target could be recognized as 254. And also we can note such information down to our notebook. So what are we going to do next? It's very straightforward to launch the Nmap scanning to identify open port numbers and service information. And we can use the Nmap to do that. And of course, I've already done that earlier. So for now, we just get out its result. And as you can see over here, I used the option like scene scan, the version scan, the default script scan, followed by the -p- to do the full range port scan. The last option of all is ON to output the result into this file. Although, as you can notice here, the IP address has been changed from the one when I did the machine the first time. This doesn't matter, okay? So from the Nmap scanning results, we can tell that the target has 1, 2, 3, 4 open port numbers. But the second one and the last one, I don't think we need to say to it, okay? So we just focus on the first and the third one. The first one, or 80, is running HTTP service and also the version information, Apache 2. And the 333 is running SSH service and also the version information. Although this version is a bit old, we can use such a point to check whether we can find some vulnerability for this particular version. Although there's some exploits, but they belong to the username enumeration, which is not what I want at this point. So what shall we do next? We need to do web enumeration both manually and automatically. Let's fire up the browser. Maybe also we can note down some key information to our notebook. Okay, so the port 80, which is running HTTP, and also the port 333 is running SSH. Next, we can go to the enumeration, and we can put the IP address of the target into the address bar of the browser, and we got the page back. So coming soon, next opening of the largest market, the products come directly from the Wakanda. Stay tuned. And also we can click learn more, but nothing different. And also we can check home, and also we can check its source code. And here we got one comment. This should be the, we can copy this comment. It looks like this is some parameter. The parameter name is len. This is very common or frequent to use parameter name, which you can specify the language. We can copy and put that over here. So next, before we go ahead, maybe we can check whether we change to another or different language like French. Yeah, we got page in the different language. So I think from here, from the URL, immediately we thought maybe this web application is vulnerable, local file inclusion vulnerability, and we need to keep this in our minds as we move forward. Okay, but before we try to identify or detect local file inclusion vulnerability, I'd like to complete the automatic enumeration with web application first. Okay, so now we can launch the Ligato to do the automatic enumeration, because this one can give us sometimes can give us very important and useful information, such as the vulnerability of the web software, and also some common files or directories can be enumerated out, but not this case. So to save time, okay, it's done. Now we can launch the GoBuster to do the directory enumeration. And we can use W option to specify the word list. And I always use this word list, the GoBuster and extension option. Press enter. And we found something like admin, but the size is 0. Secret is 0, but this one, the size is 40 bytes. We can copy and access it. We can open new tab. Press enter. Congratulations. Nope, I'm joking. So this is some sort of the rabbit hole. So next, secret, because 0. And so I don't think the GoBuster can find any more beyond some like secret text file. So at this point, I thought when I did the machine the first time, the entry for this machine should be lying local file inclusion vulnerability. So next, we need to test this vulnerability. Before we go on, I'd like to make a very quick recap on how to identify the local file inclusion vulnerability. We can use the first one, very useful, very common. We can try to access the password file, and this is the first one. I mean the detection. Okay, detection. But sometimes we need to put enough up layer to test. And next, we can, if both ways cannot work, we can use the PHP filter. And also we need to use base64 to encode. So I think for the detection, there will be 3 different ways to detect. And if we can confirm the target is vulnerable to this type of vulnerability, so how to exploitation, and we can test, we can access the private key, and also we can try to access the log file. And if not, we also can try to access like Apache 2 access log. Okay, and also we can try to test the remote file inclusion vulnerability. Okay, and sometimes we need to combine some other web application to retrieve the configuration file of the web, something like that. Okay, so I think I've already made a very quick recap about how to detect file inclusion vulnerability and also how to exploit such vulnerability. So now I think that's all. Now we can go back to the browser to test this vulnerability in action. Okay, so next we can try to access password file, but nothing here. Next we can try to add more up layers, but this doesn't work. So I think next we can try to use the PHP filter, and you can use Google, and almost the first link or many links can give us the instruction or the statement about the PHP. PHP filter allow the attacker to include the local file and base64 encode as the output. So further, we just copy. This file, this way, PHP filter, usually we use this filter to retrieve some PHP file rather than a plain text file like a password file. Okay, so now we can go back to the browser and put here. We want to, just now we have already identified some file like this one, index. So next we can try to retrieve the source code of this file, index. Normally, again, sometimes we need to, put the extension, but in other cases we do not need to. Okay, as you can see, nothing returned. However, if you remove the extension, we got something back from the web application, and we can check its source code because this would be better. So we can copy, and then we can decode. And we got the source code of the index page, and we can scroll up, and even we can identify or discover the password. We can copy, and also at the bottom we can get the possible username, right? And so this would be password and username would be this one. We can copy. So next we can try to use this credential to SSH to the target, right? Because we know the target is running SSH service, although it's running on the unusual port number. Okay, so now we can SSH, and we need to change the IP address. Press enter, and we can copy its password. Put in here. It does work. However, it's not like the usual situation. We got the interactive Python environment. Of course, we can run like we can print something like JSON. Yeah. So now we need to, this is not what we want. We want the normal shell. So how to do? Very easy. We just, import OS module, and we can run OS system bin bash. Okay, very easy. So next, we need to do local immersion. Yeah, we can get the first flag. Okay, and now we can go to home directory. The two users go to the dev. At this moment, we do not have permission to retrieve the second flag. And next, we need to do more local immersion like opt, nothing there. Go to the var and go to the backups directory. Nothing here. Go to the www directory. Go to HTML directory. And go to admin because the size is 0, 0. And 0. So I don't think we cannot find anything from this directory. I mean the HTML directory. So how to do? We can go to the temp directory. Even we found this one, test. Very weird. And also, as you can see, because the time from the timestamp, this is the time when I am recording this video. It means that the test file and the size is 4 is updated. update it regularly. And even if you wait more time, and then I think the time would be changed. And however, the from the permission setting, we know that this file is belong to developer. So next we can try to maybe some other files or script or some cron job is running to create this file, this test. Okay, so how to do? We can use the find command, and we like to start from the root directory to search, and the user would be DevOps. Okay, and the type is a file, and we can redirect all error to black hole. I think we can find this one. Next, we can check its permission to see whether the current user have permission to this file. We can copy. Even any other guy have write permission to this Python script. Great. It means that we can modify or manipulate this Python script, and we can try to look at this file. Yeah, as you can see, this Python script, what this script is doing is open this file and will write the content. The content would be test. So next we need to, write the reverse shell command into this file, and then maybe we can get another shell, and this shell should belong to this user. Okay, so now we can open new tab, and we can set up the listener on the Kali Linux. Okay, so now we can go to the website. Like, of course, you can use MS Vivellum to create, but we can get from here, from this site. We can copy and paste over here. Of course, this time we do not need to run as shell command. We just want to put some Python script. Okay, so now we need to do some modification. The IP address would be Kali Linux, and also port number, and we can copy and go back, echo, press enter, and then we can wait for collection from the target. Possibly we need to wait 1 or 2 minutes. Yeah, as you can see, we have already got the collection from the target, and we can get the interactive shell by bash command. So what can we do next? We need to upgrade. We have already made successful lateral movement. So what are we going to do next? Next, we need to elevate privilege. Okay, so how to do? We can check sudo. Even we can run pip without password to elevate, and we can go to the GTF OBIMS website. And when I did the machine the first time, I tried to use this way to elevate, but failed. I can tell you, to save time, I'd like to take another way, which should be working for us. This is the Python script, which you can exploit the sudo with the pips install. And how to do? We can, of course, first of all, you need to download this setup Python script. I have already done that earlier, so now we can open tab, and we can set up we can cut out this file. You need to change the IP address. Yeah, this is my Kali Linux IP address. So next we can set up another listener on the Kali Linux. And also we need to upload this setup file to the target. And how to do? We can in order to upload the setup file or setup Python script to the target. The easiest way for me is to set up a web server on the Kali Linux by Python. Now we can go back and then we can use, of course, we need to navigate to temp directory. Set up. And next we can run the command. Yeah, this one we just copy and run it. And I think we have already got another share or collection. Yes, and we know that we have already elevated our privileged root user. And then we can grab the root flag without any issue. So that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day, please.